The year is 1983, and Sega, at the time one of the world's leading arcade game makers, try their hand at a jungle-themed game with a gorilla as its antagonist. Using popularized ideas borrowed from Nintendo's 1981 hit Donkey Kong, including the look of its bonus timer, and we'll see how that happened in just a minute, and Taito's 1982 Jungle King, later converted to Jungle Hunt, Sega came up with its own spin of a mischievous ape that gives our unsuspecting hero a hot foot while he slumbers. As the rumor goes, Ikami Tsushinki, a Japanese electronics company, was subcontracted to design none other than Donkey Kong and other games for Nintendo. Later, Sega would enlist them to put together Zaxxon and Congo Bongo. Now we see how the identical bonus timers for both games owned by different companies came to be. So the die has been cast, and our mission is one of revenge. We'll track through 4 levels fraught with deadly chasms, snakes, raging rivers, and rhinos, all without the use of weapons, just to get back at Bongo, the impish ape. Now, one of the things that makes Congo Bongo a great standalone game rather than just some sort of copycat was Sega's move to make it an isometric game, utilizing the hardware that they and Ikami spearheaded for them back when Zaxxon came around in '82. The pseudo-3D depth Zaxxon gave players was stunning at the time, and soon was mimicked by other arcade game makers like Gottlieb's Q*bert, Atari's Marble Madness, as well as Paperboy, just to name a few. And although those later games used the isometric view in a way that was fairly easy to control your character, Congo Bongo was clunky to control at best, causing you to misjudge ledges and jumps easily to your detriment. Now, the game has 4 core levels, and when completed, they repeat with additional enemies and slight changes to the level design just to make it more challenging. Level 1. Primate Peak is Level 1. A natural rocky terrain that has 8 ledges to scale, as well as jumping a chasm and waterfall. Besides, at the top, Bongo is tossing coconuts down at you. You have to avoid at least 4 monkeys that will jump on your back, making leaps impossible. Jumping repeatedly in place shakes them off, and if 3 of them get on your back at one time, they'll lift you up and hurl you to your death. Once you get to the top, Bongo sidesteps off the screen and escapes. Now, I don't know what Bongo's afraid of. He must have several hundred pounds on you, but evidently he's more chicken than ape. Level 2. The Snake Lake level is Level 2. The key to this level is to keep moving, as scorpions will push you to the water's edge, forcing you to leap. There are several paths you can attempt to take towards Bongo, but the random placement of snakes on those paths will force you quickly to choose one. Jump over any snakes on your way and hitch a ride on a hippo's back, and you're face to face with Bongo again, only to have him run away yet again. Level 3. Rhino Ridge is Level 3. You're in a foxhole in a fairly open field littered with charging rhinos. It's fairly easy to dodge them or jump into another foxhole, but the sheer number of them charging in criss-cross patterns adds to the challenge. Also, linger too long in a foxhole and get tossed out by some weird creature that to this day I have no idea what it is. Fortunately, rhinos can be jumped over, which help you to get to the elusive Bongo, only to have him flee yet again. Level 4. Lazy Lagoon is the 4th and final level. It's been called an isometric poor man's Frogger, where you have to cross a river by leaping on the backs of lily pads, hippos, and giant fish that float by, submerging at times. On the other shore, you'll have to jump over a rhino or 2 to reach Bongo, who, for the first time, is oblivious to your approach, snoozing next to a conveniently placed fire. Time to give him a taste of his own medicine. Congo Bongo has been ported to nearly every classic platform, from the ColecoVision, Atari 2600, 5200, and Atari 8-bit, the Intellivision TI-99, DOS, Sega Game 1000, and the Commodore VIC-20 and C64. Now, some of these ports are stellar, as in the case of the ColecoVision, though it lacks the Snake Lake level, and others are barely playable, like the Atari 2600 and the 2 versions that exist for the Commodore 64. For all the mileage Congo Bongo has gotten over the years, it never quite reached the level of loftiness that some of its counterparts did. But Congo Bongo did set the stage for isometric games that came after it. Bravo, Sega. Bravo.